to the EA Creator Network for this early access event for the game code for the LoveStruck Expansion Pack. Welcome back to another episode of our LoveBound mini-series. We have arrived back with Melinda and Andrew, and they are just getting a little bit of rest, but as you can see, we are continuing on, and they are expecting a little one. We are in our second trimester, heading into our third trimester, and we have to basically just wait for a baby. So in this episode, we are just going to be spending a little bit of time together as a couple and enjoying our last little bit of time together, just the two of us. They are going to basically just spend as much time together as they can, enjoying each other's company and preparing for the birth of their little one. We are hoping that they can progress in their romance. She needs to progress to romance level 7 for her aspiration, and he obviously needs to progress in his romance for his career. I am just going to go ahead and get her in here into the kitchen so she can get a little bit of cooking done so that there is some breakfast ready for the family. So we'll have her in here cooking so that when he gets up in the morning here, there will be some breakfast ready. As you can see, she is feeling really happy. Life is grand for them, and she can't wait for this baby to get here. We are very, very close to being in our third trimester, if we're not already. I think she's pretty close to being in her third trimester. And so she knows that the baby could potentially come at any time, and they will be expecting this little one to join their household. As we know, in the last episode, we did go and as a couple have the ultrasound done, and Andrew got to see his little one on the screen and got to hear the heartbeat, and they just really enjoyed spending time together doing that. And they have been progressing in their careers, and life is just really moving along gracefully for them. They have a close dynamic, and things are just going really well. And Melinda knows that, you know, when this baby gets here, life is going to be even that much sweeter. So she is basically in this period of her life where I think she is realizing that the baby's about to be here, and she just needs to be prepared for that. So they are just trying to make sure that the house is clean and the house is ready for the little one. But they know that they need to spend as much time together as possible, because once the baby is here, the baby is going to demand a lot of their time, and they won't have as much time one-on-one because they'll have to, you know, work outside of the home, take care of the baby, and so they just won't have as much time for each other as they did before. So this episode really is going to be just about them spending as much time as possible as they can. While he's upstairs cleaning, she is just kind of working a little bit on her charisma, because she does need some charisma for her career, and so she is just trying to get some of that taken care of. But I do think that once they have completed their task that they are wanting to work on currently, they will probably go ahead and spend a little bit of time together as a couple. They are deeply enamored with one another, and so they clearly can't keep their hands off one another. They're constantly doing romantic things with one another, and I think that, you know, it really does strengthen their relationship. It really does strengthen their bond, and I think that, you know, even when their baby gets here, when Silas comes, I do think that, you know, they will be providing him with a really strong, close-knit, loving family. And Silas is going to grow up seeing that, you know, romance is important and intimacy is important. And they want Silas to grow up knowing that. So she is, you know, determined to make their relationship something special. She's determined to make sure that Silas knows that he's loved and that his parents love each other. But as you can see, she's also really, really determined to progress in her career as well. As is Andrew. Like, he really works hard at his career. He really takes his career as a romantic consultant seriously, which is why he has been able to get the promotions that he's gotten. So he's come down here. He is just going to love on her a little bit. He is absolutely thrilled over the fact that they are having this little one. And so he is just giving her a little bit of a belly hug here, which is super romantic. I absolutely love that, you know, they spend so much time loving on one another, and they are so thrilled about the fact that they have little Silas coming, and they can't wait to meet him. And, you know, they're overjoyed with the fact that their family is expanding, even though it is a little bit sooner than they kind of expected. They are really looking forward to all that life has to offer them and the way that their family is going to be growing. Oh, they're so precious together. So I do think that, you know, she is just telling Andrew how happy he makes her and how happy this pregnancy has made her so far. I mean, in the beginning, I think she did have a little bit of morning sickness, but the latter part of this pregnancy has gone really without a hitch. She hasn't really had any issues, and she's just, you know, she's been in a really flirty mood. She's been overjoyed. She's been really inspired, and I think overall she's just a happy woman. She's going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a gift. She wants to, you know, show him that she loves him, and so she is going to, you know, just shower him with gifts and show her appreciation of him. And of course he appreciates everything that she does for him, but it's these little things that she does that makes him love her all the more. And look at her grab him up and kiss him. Oh my goodness. Like, these two just can't get enough of one another. They really can't. It's probably why they're in the predicament that they're end up having a baby. But yeah, they are just thrilled with their life. She's going to ask him if he wants to maybe do a little bit of dancing. I am currently just trying to get their romance skill up because she does, like I said, need to go ahead and get up to level 7 of the romance skill. And so I'm hoping that some of these romantic options will go ahead and get her romance up. But they are currently doing a seductive dance together. I think that, you know, they enjoy dancing together. They enjoy doing romantic things together. And so they are just enjoying a nice little dance together. These seductive dances just crack me up. They really do. But we love it. It looks so funny with her being so pregnant too. It really does. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. Melinda, you are too much. He seems to like it though. Like, they're getting hearts above their head. Like, I think their romance is going up, which is fantastic. That is what I wanted. And of course they're feeling really flirty, so that's always a good thing as well. They are just continuing their dancing, and she's going to go ahead and just give him a little bit of a neck kiss there. And I am going to probably have them do a little bit of cloud gazing in a little bit and see if that gets their romance up some. But as you can see, she is still got a little ways to go for her romance. She's only like 40% up, and she just really needs to get quite a bit more romance. I was looking to see if maybe she could read a book about romance, but unfortunately that is not an option currently. So we will just have to let her continue doing romantic options. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and send him out and let him do a little bit of gardening, and she's going to take care of her bladder needs, and then we will go ahead and let them in a little bit, maybe get a little bit of cloud gazing in, and that will work towards their romance as well. And that will be fantastic because they can obviously go out back and sit on that picnic blanket, and then they'll be able to do a little bit of cloud gazing back there, which will work towards their romance. And the more romantic options obviously that they do, the better their relationship will go up, the better their romance will go up. And they both could use that. Both of their needs are in fantastic shape, and they are feeling really good currently. She is just in here looking at herself in the mirror. But I am going to have her go ahead and maybe practice her charisma a little bit more. She is getting really close to leveling up in that, so I do want her working on that a little bit more for her job. And hopefully we can get her to where she can meet that milestone. And when she goes into her next shift, she will be able to get a promotion in that. That being said, she will be taking family leave soon because she should be having this baby very soon. We are getting really close to the end of this mini-series. This is episode 9. And I only planned for there to be about 10 episodes. So I think probably what will happen is after she has the baby, I'll probably call it quits for this episode or for this series. So we'll see them go ahead and give birth. Even if she hasn't met her aspiration, we will just go ahead and call it quits once they have had their baby. So we are going to just spend time with each other here in this episode, and we will basically be waiting for her to get to a place where she is close enough to actually go into labor. And then once that takes place, next episode we'll be seeing her actually give birth to the baby, and that will be the final episode. It will be us welcoming Silas into the family, but they're going to go on into the backyard here. We're going to have them go and do a little bit of cloud gazing and just spending a little bit of quality time together on this picnic blanket, which we absolutely are going to love seeing them do. They're going to have a little bit of a conversation. Obviously he is, thrilled with her and thrilled with spending time with her. He just can't get enough of her, honestly, if we're being honest. Like he loves her so very much. He is just enamored with her. And not to say that she doesn't feel the same for him. I mean, she absolutely does. But I honestly feel like Andrew has a little bit stronger feelings for Melinda than even Melinda has for him. He just cannot express how deeply his love goes for her. Sometimes he just can't put it into words how strong he feels. He tries to express it through his actions, but he obviously tells her all the time how much she means to him as well. And so he's asked her if she wants to maybe go inside and just lie in his lap for a little while. He just wants to love on her a little bit. So they're going to go and sit down here. He's going to just love on her a little bit. He just absolutely loves to pamper her and take care of her because he just dotes on her so much. And you can tell that, she absolutely loves the attention that she gets from him. But that being said, she also returns that to him. Like, it's not all one-sided. She definitely, returns those feelings of affection, and she also, wants to give the best to him, and so it definitely is a two-way street. I just sometimes feel like he has a little bit stronger feelings for her than she maybe does for him. That very well may not be the case, but it's just kind of a feeling that I get. So it does look like Andrew possibly does have to go into work here in a little bit, so we will be seeing him head off to work, and while he's at work, we'll just go ahead and maybe let her work on a little bit more of her charisma, and she can work on just some things here around the house. It does look like he did get a boost in his romance skill. He is up to a level 5 now. I kind of wish that she would, just get up to that level 7. If she did, then we would be in the next level of her aspiration, because that's the only thing that she's lacking for that. But it seems to be taking her quite some time to be able to do that, and so we just have not been able to meet that as of yet. Not without a lack of trying here. But they are just spending a little bit of time together, but she has decided she's going to go on in here and watch a little bit of television, and he is just getting himself ready to obviously head off to work soon. I am going to have her do a little bit of reading. I think that will be good for her to maybe do a little bit of reading, but also I think that she does have a book in her inventory here that she got from the hospital when she went for her prenatal visit. They gave her a bit of a book that she could read to gain in some parenting. And we're going to go ahead and hang up this second ultrasound that she received for the baby for her second trimester. So we're going to put that here in the nursery. And she's just going to read a little bit while, Andrew gets himself ready for work. And she's going to learn as much as she can about the baby and about what she's kind of going through with this pregnancy. Not that she kind of hasn't learned enough about her pregnancy as it is. I mean, she has gone for blood work, gone for pap smears, gone for the ultrasounds twice, and she is in her 3rd trimester. So technically she is learning quite a bit. But now she's reading these books, or this book, I guess I should say, and it's teaching her about parenting as well. So hopefully she'll gain a little bit of parenting skill from this book, and it will get her well on her way so that she can have a little bit of experience prior to the baby getting here, and she won't feel like a scared, anxious first-time mom. I mean, she is obviously going to be an anxious first-time mom, but hopefully it will help give her a little bit of a leg up, and she will feel a little bit confident taking care of her new baby once Silas is here. So he is just over there practicing a little bit of languages because, as you know, with him working in the romance consultant career, sometimes he has clients come in and they speak different languages from him. And so he does need to practice different languages so that he can assist people that speak different languages from him. But he does need to go ahead and head on into work. So we are going to go ahead and let him do that. So he is off to work, and she's just going to continue reading this book. Once she has finished with that, we'll head her on into the bathroom, and I'm going to allow her to go ahead and work on her charisma a little bit. And she's also going to need to possibly get herself to the loo, because I think she's probably going to need to go have a little bit of a wee. Obviously, she's pregnant, and so, you know, that's something that kind of needs to happen occasionally. So we will have her go ahead and kind of take care of her needs here, which will be fantastic. So right now, she is just trying to soak up as much knowledge as she can, and I think that, you know, she is loving that. It says here that the baby just kicked, so she's, you know, she's enjoying the fact that she's feeling these baby kicks, and she's reading, and she is, you know, she's just really loving everything about her life. And it looks like we have a neighbor that has come over to visit, so we will go ahead and invite him in. It looks like it's Aziz, and as we know, they have become pretty good friends. The last time he came around, they chatted quite a bit and got to know each other, and, you know, she just felt like she had made a pretty good friend in him, and so I think that she would enjoy the fact that he's kind of stopped by. So she's just going to go have herself a little bit of a washroom break, and then she'll invite Aziz in, and they will be able to have a little bit of a conversation. I think that, you know, she would want to tell him, "You're never going to guess, but I'm having a boy. We just found out we're having a boy." And, you know, she would want to tell him the great news because they are kind of friends. I mean, they're neighborhood friends. But I think, you know, she's ecstatic over this information, and she would want to share it. And, you know, she hasn't really seen Carlos. He hasn't come around or anything like that. But she is good friends with Aziz. They're not necessarily best friends, but they are friends. So I think she would want to share the news with him. And basically, she would just want to be shouting it from the rooftops because she's just so ecstatic over the news that she's having a son, and, you know, her family is growing. Her and Andrew are just over the moon with this information, and so she's just gonna tell him, like, "I'm pregnant with a little boy. We have just found out we're having a son," and she's just so happy about it. And so they're just having a little bit of a chat. They're talking about the cloudy weather, and they're having just a really good time getting to know each other a little bit better. And he is like, "Oh, congratulations. You know, that's such great news. I love that you wanted to share that with me." And she's like, "Well, of course, like, we're friends. Why would I not?" And he's like, "Well, that's great." And she's like, "Yeah, we think so." And he's like, "Do you have any names picked out?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna call him Silas." And he's like, "Oh, that's a beautiful name." And she's like, "Thanks, we think so too." So they are, you know, just kind of carrying on, getting to know each other, spending a little bit of time together. And she's like, "I really, you know, appreciate you coming by to visit. It was really kind of you. But, you know, obviously they've had a sentiment gain, which we love." But she's like, "I really do need to go and maybe, you know, think about getting myself something to eat." And obviously she, you know, wants to work on some of her skills. So she's like, I do appreciate the visit, I really do, but I was kind of trying to work on some things for my job. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Like, don't let me keep you from doing anything that you really, you know, need to be doing." And she's like, "Okay, great." Really, to the TV, Melinda? What the hell? So she's in here watching television. Cooking shows, no less. I mean, I guess she's gaining skills doing that as well, but you really do need to work on dealing with, like, charisma and stuff. But she's gonna come in here and grab herself a bite to eat, and let's put this fruit salad away. And then I really do want her working on some more of that charisma. I really would like for her to get that charisma skill up. I was kind of hoping that she would be able to level up that charisma skill for her career. So I am hoping for her to be able to do that. He's taking our trash out. Okay. Well, I love how our neighbors just come over and they're like, oh, you know what? Let me clean your house. And she's thinking to herself, like, I pay a maid. And when you do that, my maid doesn't have anything to do. But she has broken the sink, so I'm just going to get her to repair that. She is just, basically killing time waiting for Andrew to come back home. She is, missing him while he's away, and she is ready for him to come back to the house. But she's okay on her own. She's able to kind of take care of herself here and to do what needs to be done. She definitely misses him when he's away, but she realizes that he has to go to work and he has a living to do. She has gone ahead and called her job, and she is taken family leave, so she doesn't have to go into her shift tonight, which is probably a good thing considering she's so far along as she is. But we are going to go ahead and let her continue on with doing the things that she wants to do. I really do want her to get in here and do some charisma. Right now she's in here just looking at her baby bump, which we love that for her. But I am going to get her to go ahead and work on her charisma. We're going to send Aziz on home, and we will see Andrew when he gets home from work. So she's working on her charisma now, and Aziz is going to head on to the house. All right, so go ahead and finish working on your charisma here. Probably when she's done with that, she's going to be really wanting to get herself ready for maybe a little bit of a nap, because she is starting to get pretty tired. So we'll have her go and have herself a little bit of a nap so that she can get herself a little bit of a rest, because she is starting to feel pretty tired. Carrying a baby is definitely not, it's just not easy. It's exhausting. It wears you down. So I think that once she levels up in the charisma, which she is getting really close to doing, we'll go ahead and let her take herself a bit of a nap here. Let's just get her to finish this. She will meet that career milestone so that the next time she actually does have to go into work, she will be ready to be able to get that promotion, which is going to be so fantastic for her, because I am hoping that she'll be able to get another promotion soon. So she has leveled up in her charisma, and we're going to just send her off for a nap. So I'll see you when Andrew gets home. All right, so Andrew has arrived home. We are just going to go ahead and take him inside. He needs to get himself a bite to eat. He's feeling pretty famished. So he is going to go and grab a serving of food. Obviously, she has made some meals for him, and they're in the fridge. So he's going to go ahead and grab a meal, and then obviously he'll probably go and check in on his very pregnant wife and see how she's doing. He wants to check in on her day while he was away. And, he's concerned with the fact that she is as far along as she is. He knows that she's getting close. So I think he will ask her, how's the pregnancy? How are you? How was your day? Do you think that, the baby's going to come tonight? Do you think it's going to come tomorrow? What do you think? And he knows a roughly a roundabout time when the babies do, but babies don't always come when you think they're going to come. And so he just wants to make sure she's okay. He wants to make sure that she isn't having any contractions or anything like that, and he's just concerned with her. And so he is going to greet her. Oh my, he's really going to greet her. And so he's just going to check in and make sure everything's all right with her. And she's like, I'm fine, honey. I had a pretty good day. I had a neighbor come by and visit, and I got some things done for work, which was really nice. I just really missed you. I'm really glad that you're home. And he's like, I really miss you too. And she's like, I always, hate it when you're away. I understand that you have to go to work, but I just really am glad, that you're back home. And he's like, well, how's the baby? And, how's everything going? And she's like, everything seems to be right on track. Everything's fine. And he's like, are you having any contractions? And she's like, no, everything seems to be okay. And he's like, okay, that's good. And she's like, I think that, the baby will probably not come until tomorrow. And he's like, okay. So they are just, discussing all of that. And she's like, I think maybe since we don't have to really worry that the baby's coming tonight, do you think it's possible that maybe we could have maybe a little bit of intimate quality time together? And he's like, are you not concerned that might send you into labor? And she's like, no, not really. And he's like, are you sure? And she's like, I'm not really that concerned about it, but if it does, then it does. And he's like, okay. So these two are going to have a little bit of a woohoo, and he's a little concerned that it might send her into labor, but she's, you know, she's like, I'm in my 3rd trimester. If I go into labor, then I go into labor. It's really not that big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead and let them have a woohoo here on the couch, and they are going to spend a little bit of intimate time here on the couch, and they are just going to love one another. She has missed him. He clearly has missed her. And, you know, she's not too concerned about the fact that it's going to cause her any issues. She just wants to show how much she loves him. And so that's what they're going to do. And obviously it gets their fun up, which bonus. All right, so we have finished that woohoo, and she is feeling really great. They are both so flirty in this house and around each other. It's just amazing to see that they are constantly flirty. It's like literally the only emotion that they ever feel. But anyway, she is going to go ahead and just love on him. She's like, I have something for you. And he's like, what do you mean? And she's like, I got you a gift. And he's like, you got me another gift? And she's like, yes, but this one is really special. And he's like, what do you mean? And she's like, I picked this out just for you, and I wanted to, you know, give you a gift, and so I purchased something online, and I got it for you, and it came in tonight, like today, and while you were at work, and I just want to, you know, I wanted to give it to you once you got home from work, and so now that you're here, it's time for me to give it to you. And he's like, okay. So she's going to go ahead, and she's going to give him the gift that she got for him, and I, you know, think that he is going to really enjoy the gift that she got him. But we are going to go ahead and see her give him this gift. Then I am going to probably go ahead and leave this episode here. And then in the next episode, we will be seeing her go ahead and give him, well, go into labor basically. And they will be having their little one. So I am, you know, really excited to see their little one. I'm really excited to see how excited they are to see their little one. And, you know, I think that they are going to both be really thrilled about the fact that they have little Silas in their life. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that their dynamic is going to really change having a little one in the house. And so I can't wait to see how that dynamic is going to change. But she is just wooing him right now, and he's like, well, where's my gift? And she's like, I'm sorry, I was just caught up in loving on you, but, you know, here, let me give you some flowers first. And he's like, okay. And she's like, that's not your gift. And he's like, okay. She's like, I actually got you, like, a real gift. I'm kind of nervous about giving it to you. And he's like, well, why would you be nervous about giving me a gift? And she's like, I don't know. I just don't know if you're going to like it. And he's like, I'm sure I'm going to like it. So he's hugging her, and they're, you know, hugging and kissing. And he's like, I think that you're worrying a little bit too much, honey, about these things. Like, I like anything that you give me. You really don't have to worry. And you didn't have to go and get me anything. And she's like, I realized that I didn't have to. I did it because I wanted to. He's like, well, okay, I mean, but I didn't get you anything. And she's like, well, you got me that bag that day, the other day. And she was like, I just felt like, you know, I wanted to do something special for you. So she's going to go ahead and give him this gift. Look how happy he is about it. He's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And she's like, you haven't even opened it yet. I love this animation. He's super happy about this gift. He's like, thank you so much, honey. And she's like, you're welcome. And she's like, are you going to open it? And he's like, of course I'm going to open it. She's like, okay, I hope you like it. So he's going to open it up, and he sees this really nice watch that she's gotten him. And I think he is like stunned that she went through so much trouble to get him something so nice that he just absolutely loves. She's like, I hope you adore it. Like I adore you. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when more episodes go live in the future. And I will see you guys in our next episode of the LoveBound series, where we will be seeing Melinda give birth to their little one. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.